All right, let's get started. So you're thinking of getting a new laptop or desktop computer in 2025, excited about the sleek design and great performance of the M1 or M2 MacBooks, but maybe feeling overwhelmed by the wide range of Intel-based Windows PCs out there? Maybe you're a student looking for the best bang for your buck, or a content creator wanting the most powerful machine possible. Today we'll break down the real differences so you can make the right choice for you. We'll cover performance, price, battery life, and who each one is really built for. So let's jump in. Performance is where things get really interesting. The M1 and M2 MacBooks are powered by Apple Silicon, which means they're ARM-based processors that are completely optimized for the macOS software. Whereas Intel-based computers run x86 processors and have software that is compatible with both Windows and macOS through emulation. This means that Apple's chips are extremely fast when it comes to real-world tasks, like editing photos or videos in Lightroom or Final Cut Pro, compiling code in Xcode, and even just browsing the web. They're also great at handling background tasks, meaning you can do intensive work for hours without the computer slowing down or heating up. However, this doesn't mean that they read faster than Intel chips when it comes to benchmarks or synthetic tests. Instead, Apple optimizes their chips for real-world tasks, meaning that they may not score as high on benchmarks, but they perform extremely well when you're actually using them. The M2 Pro and M2 Max versions of the MacBook are seriously powerful machines that offer great performance for creative professionals such as video editors and music producers. On the other hand, Intel-based PCs come in a wide range of configurations, from basic i3 processors in more budget-friendly laptops to high-powered i9 processors in gaming desktops. Because of this, it's hard to make a blanket statement about their performance. However, in general, Intel chips are great for gaming, 3D work, and running Windows-based apps. If you're a developer, Intel-based PCs are a good choice because you can use emulators to run macOS and develop iOS or iPhone applications. But keep in mind that performance may vary depending on the specific configuration of your PC. If you go for a cheaper model, you may have to deal with a slower processor that heats up or has loud fans. Price is another important factor to consider. Starting at $999 for the MacBook Air M2, these laptops are definitely on the high end of the spectrum, especially compared to some of the entry-level Intel PCs that start as low as $400, $600. It's important to note that none of the MacBooks have any hardware upgrades available after purchase. This means that the RAM and SSD are soldered onto the logic board and cannot be upgraded later on. However, because of this, MacBooks tend to have very long lifespans and resell for a higher percentage of their original value. If you're looking for an inexpensive computer that you can upgrade later on, then an Intel-based PC is probably the way to go. With a little bit of know-how, you can upgrade the RAM, SSD, and even the CPU and GPU. These computers are also cheaper to repair and replace parts on. Ultimately, it comes down to your budget and how much you're willing to spend up front versus later on. Battery life is another area where Apple really excels. MacBook Pro and MacBooks have some of the best battery life on the market, with most models lasting between 15 to 20 hours on a single charge. This is extremely impressive and really shines when compared to most Intel-based PCs. Now, some brands and models do come close, but most average between 5 to 10 hours and tend to get worse when under pressure. So if you're a student or always on the go, battery life shouldn't be a major issue with a MacBook. Software is another important consideration. Apple's software is only available for Apple hardware, meaning that you can't install macOS on an Intel-based PC. This is fine for most people because macOS is a great operating system that's easy to use and works seamlessly with Apple's hardware. However, if you want to play games natively, then you'll need to go with an Intel-based PC. Windows has a much larger library of games, and there are even services like NVIDIA GeForce that allow you to stream PC games directly to your MacBook. Just keep in mind that game support on Mac is limited, and there are fewer ports available. If you want to connect things like external storage or a gaming controller, macOS is great for developers and creative professionals because it has many coding languages and software that are optimized for Apple's hardware. For example, Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro are amazing tools for video and music production, respectively. This code is also the only way to develop iOS and iPhone applications. Windows PCs offer similar tools, but they're not always optimized for Apple's hardware. So which one should you buy? If you're a student, content creator, photographer, video editor, musician, programmer, or anyone else who wants a reliable, fast, and quiet computer for creative work, the MacBook is a great choice. If you're a gamer, engineer, 3D artist, or someone else who needs specialized software, an Intel-based PC is probably the way to go. Ultimately, the decision is up to you and depends on your specific needs. We hope this video has helped shed some light on the differences between these two types of computers so you can make the right choice for you. Now drop a comment below and let us know which side you're on, Team Mac or Team PC. And if this video was helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tech breakdown videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.